Hi guys, as you can see, I'm by the seaside today, Bridlington North Beach to be precise. I've had a little business that's brought me out to East Yorkshire, so I thought, why on earth wouldn't you want to take a walk on a day like today? The North Sea there, looking magnificent. As you can see, they've had a little bit of snow. It only actually goes for about 10 or 15 miles inland, and it's quite pleasant. It's about 2 degrees. Lovely in the sunshine. I haven't got long, story of my life, but I'm heading up towards Sewerby, which is only about a quarter of a mile away, half a mile away. I was going to go further out on the headland, which you can see is Flamborough Head. I was going to go to Danes Dyke and then walk back along the beach, but I don't think I've really got time, so I'm just going as far as Sewerby. It's fairly quiet. So I'm going to walk up on the cliff top. All the sparrows there. I'm going to walk up on the cliff top and then back along the beach. So join me, it'll be a short walk, but I have to be saying that here in the UK, conditions really don't get much better than this for a walk. So Bridlington Harbour and Centre are that way. Germany and Denmark, they're that way. And Flamborough Head, the chalk headland, which is the same chalk you see at the White Cliffs of Dover. It runs down through Yorkshire Wolds, Lincolnshire Wolds, then I think it might head underground and then resurfaces at that coast. HM Coast Guard Operations Centre, a divisional HQ, and the car park where sometimes the Sea King helicopters that they used to have used to land. This is a paved path. It's like a little road, runs up to Sewerby village, Sewerby Hall. In the summer it has a land train that you get all over the world. Pay a few pounds and get a ride along the cliff tops. Anyhow. Not really what to show to tell you about Bridlington. So it's on the County of Yorkshire coastline, which before the boundary changes in 1974 was a 100-mile coastline that stretched from the mouth of the River Tees in the north to the mouth of the River Humber in the south. It's a very varied coastline, moorlands, steep hills in the north, chalk cliffs as you can see here, little fishing villages and inlets further north, and then south of here the Vale of Plain of Holderness, the Vale of Holderness, a flat clay, stony, low-lying ground that's claims to be one of the fastest eroding coastlines in the country, and then ending in the magnificence that is Sperm Point. I am intending to go there before the winter's out. It's definitely one of my favourite places to go in Yorkshire. The coast is supposed to be featuring quite a lot on this blog, but it's just getting here. It's about 70 miles from where I live, and sometimes it's on the too hard to do list. But maybe 2024 might see a few more trips to the coast. But Bridlington, yeah, it's a fishing village originally. It's been around since the sort of Roman times. Became a seaside resort in the heyday of British seaside in Victorian times, and it's still popular with those pesky residents of West Yorkshire who come over here for days out and holidays. And I have to say, is where I spent almost all my holidays as a child. Week's holiday in a caravan in July or August, either back in Bridlington or one of the caravan sites up on the Flamborough headland. see the sort of nature of the coastline's changed. So Bridlington and south is the low lying. You can't really see it because of the town and the sea defences, but it's very low lying. And then just here, these cliffs start. Just taking round as far as almost to Filey, maybe about a 7 or 8 mile walk. I don't know if you can see, there's just a little cutting in the cliffs just ahead. I think that's as far as I might go today. We'd come on the bus for our holiday, my mum and dad and me, and our 2 suitcases. And by the time we got on, 3 hours it was, the service bus from Leeds to Bridlington. And by the time we got on, it was already full of people just like us. And I always remember the front where there's a little luggage rack for about 3 cases, had about 43 cases stacked up, and the bus was absolutely rammed. But it was like, I don't know, it was a holiday and it was to somewhere different, and so I've always held Bridlington in an affectionate place, I think, in my heart, and I don't think it's necessarily the town. I think it's probably this big expanse of water to my right, the beach. Anyhow, anyone who's watched any of my other walking videos knows that by this time of the day, it's well after 1, I'm usually looking for somewhere to stop and have a little bit of lunch. And you know what? I have any trouble finding anywhere today. See, the cliffs are getting bigger, and the view is just getting better. I mean, I know I've already said it, but why wouldn't you? To be up here. I was going to say I could see a bench with my name on, but it seems a bit of a tasteless joke. Does that mean I was already dead if someone had put my name on it? But you know what I mean. What do you think, guys? This one, next one, or the one after it? Edge with a view. Seeded bread, cheese sandwich, coffee. And believe me, life does not get much better than this. And anybody who tells you it does, they're lying. That was lovely. Here we are then, Sewerby. Some lucky people with the houses right on the cliff top. And just beyond the houses is Sewerby Hall, which is an old stately home. It's now owned by the town council, I think, and it's a museum and a public park. And they have some sort of a petting zoo there. And it's where the land train starts. It takes you almost down to the harbour, and then I think a fairly recent innovation is another land train that starts at the other side of the harbour that goes along the south shore. But as I don't have a lot of time here today, I think we'll do a little driving video along the north shore and the south shore on the way home and through the town centre. Give anybody who doesn't know it a feel for the place. You know, looking out for a gap in the cliffs and some steps down. So the walk to South London, it's about another half an hour, 45 minutes from here, and then again you can go down and back along the beach at low tide, which I did check for the health safety conscious. I think low tide today is about 2ish, because I think it does come right into the bottom of these cliffs. So this will be a good day to go as far as you can and walk back along the beach. I'd probably go to, I say, Danesdale, which is about 45 minutes from here, and then from there I think we have South Landing, which was like a little fishing place, and then Farnborough Head itself. You could just see the hall maybe through the trees. And of course, as you can tell the cliffs are going ever upwards. And you know I'm one for an information board. But not like this. Charlie got here before me. There we go, guys. There's a good couple of hours walk to Flamborough Head. But that's I'll keep mumping on. I don't really have time, so down we go. Back to Bridlington. Oh, I forgot to count. Sorry, it's a thing. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 20. Forty-two, 43, 44. 70. 7. Bit of seepage from the cliffs. 7, 2, 33, 34, 35, 36, 7. I make that 154. I'll check it next time, and if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. 154. So as you can see, it's rocky, chalky, and the further, well, from here up, it's basically, that's all it is. Fantastic rock pools. Just an amazing place to be. And this is no, I should come and live here, because I'd be here every day, I think. See if we can see the lighthouse. So we came down. As I say, from here going north, it gets pretty much like this. But very soon, going this way, the actual sand starts. Although these cliffs I don't think produce fossils, there's cliffs further north at about Whitby, north and south of Whitby, that produce fossils. There's is it a semi-precious stone? Whitby jet, there's veins of that near Whitby. So the general trending of the sea is to drag everything south towards Sperm Point. So I've found both on here. I've found a couple of cracking fossils over the years and found a little bit of Whitby jet. So and it really has got to be one of life's best pastimes. Just ambling down the beach, looking at the shore. This is all sort of meltwater and from the rain that we had absolutely tons of. The first time I've been on the beach since September, when we were in Kinlochbervie in the north of Scotland. Hello to anybody in Kinlochbervie who might be watching this channel. Not much chance of that. If there is anybody in Sutherland watching this channel, just drop us a comment, because from what I can gather on the internet, you've had some right old snow this last few days. Bubbling up. Yeah, let stuff go. Apologies, by the way, if today's video is going to be just 45 minutes of me walking along this beach. But part of the reason I make these videos is as a reminder to myself later in the day of where I've been and what I've done, and I'm sure I'll enjoy reliving this moment. Shout if you see some Whitley jet or a fossil. And given the blooming atrocious state of the soil and all the rain, I know enough to go nowhere near those cliffs this afternoon, because it's these kind of conditions where they just give way. I heard a rock fall as I walked down there. Insane how beautiful this is. And if you can see, we're sort of moving from the chalk. I think the chalk's disappearing now. And this is what the coastline will be like for the next 30-40 miles. Just getting lower though as it goes towards Spain. Yep, I think they were right about low tide. It's a remarkable coastline though, south of here. There's entire villages that were on the coast in Roman times that occasionally at the very lowest tides the remains come up out of the water a long way out to sea. And I do intend walking down there. It is fascinating because there's roads just end and houses just crumbling into the sea. And I don't want to put a dampener on the day, but it's probably only going to get worse. So you can make it out the long arc of the coastline of Bridlington Bay and then down towards Skipsea and down towards Tunstall and Withensea and then Spurn Point. There's a wind farm there, I don't know where that is, but right in the very distance. I was once here with my family and they were down by these beach huts and we had a dog. I can't remember which one. I was really attached to them. And I have no idea how, because I was miles away, almost back up at Sewerby. But it knew where they were, took off, around the full length of the beach. Got back to them about half an hour before I ended. Is it just a British thing that beaches are deserted on days like this? I just imagine, maybe I'm wrong, but there's so much you could do on this beach this afternoon, sports wise. Almost back at the start now, guys, so as always, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider giving it a big thumbs up and liking it, and if you've any comments about this or any other of my content, please feel free to leave one below. But for now, as I walk on a snow-covered beach, which is something I haven't done here in the UK for a long time, 20 or 30 years. Do consider subscribing. It's very early days. Starting a YouTube channel is a painfully slow affair. I keep reading people go, I started my channel last Wednesday and I've got 1 million subscribers already. Well, I don't think it's like that for 99.9% of YouTubers. So if there is anything at all that you like on this channel, do consider subscribing. Walking on the beach is hard enough, but walking on the beach covered in snow, but for now though, once again, thanks for watching, and until the next time, I'll say cheerio.